Shalom, everyone. We are in Haftarah Tetsaveh, which is Ezekiel 43, verses 10 to 27. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to start a few verses earlier and just read the whole chapter. If anyone wants to raise a hand or mark on the screen, here's how you do it. All right. Verse 1. Anatoly, please, go ahead. You want to read? Go ahead.
Yeah, the small verse. Yeah. Okay. וילחנו אל השער, שער אשר פונה דרך חכודים. Yeah. חשער. אל חשער.
Very good.
שער.
Vayolicheni. Vayolicheni.
ויוליכני.
What's the root of this word right here? Vayolicheni. Help me break it up.
לכאן. No.
Halach.
Oh, lacha. Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of letters going on here. Is there anything we can peel away?
Lakach.
Okay.
I say halach.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not.
Okay.
Leholich.
It is
Let's
halach.
Yeah, let's just for anyone who isn't caught up to where you guys are. This right here is Vayiktol, right?
Yeah.
And then this right here is a pronominal suffix. And if this is a Vayiktol, then that means the first letter is going to be the Yiktol prefix, Yod. So it leaves us ostensibly with a root of Vav Lamed Kaf. But that's not the whole story, is it?
No.
So
never is, hardly.
Hardly ever it is. Okay, very good. That's correct. Let me take this one step at a time here. It looks like a Vav Lamed Kaf. In fact, there is no root Vav Lamed Kaf. It's Hey Lamed Kaf. And the Hey, being a softer or feeble or quiet letter, often goes missing. Well, apparently that's what happened in the verse halach, and it actually gets treated like a so-called call it a pei vav verb, which is oftentimes also called a pei yod verb. What does it mean to be pei vav or pei yod? Pei.
Root.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
It's the first. Exactly. Good. So if we take the arbitrary root letters pei, ein, lamed, which actually just means active, do, verb, something like that, and pei represents first root letter, ein the second, and lamed the third. So a pei yod is saying, hey, the first root letter is a yod, or first root letter is a vav. Is it historically is it historically a vav and the hey is the mistake? No, it's probably the other way around. It was originally hey and then was mistaken for vav. So now that we have the root down, now we have to pin down the binyan. To which binyan does this belong?
Hefil.
Hefil. Now, in order for us to know that it's Hefil, we're looking for two things. What are they? Well, in the Yiktol. We're looking for a patach right there, and either an I or either a chirik yod, chirik, or tzere vowel right here. Okay, we don't have the patach. We do have the chirik. Yay! What happened to the patach?
It went into the yod.
The vav.
The vav.
Okay, so here's let me take you a step back. If we ignore this holam for just a second. There we go. Let's ignore the holam and put a patach where it should go. Remembering that vav is an original W sound, how would this be pronounced?
Vayolicheni.
Vayaulicheni. Vayaulicheni. So apparently Vayaulicheni was too hard to say with that ow sound. And so Hebrew simplifies it to a cholam. And that happens a lot in the Bible. And all right, so that's where the cholam vav comes from. There was the patach plus a W sound turns into a cholam. And then the chirk, of course, is part of hefil. Good. So if it's hefil, that makes it causative. So let's put it all together. And then he feel caused object
he made me bring it
walk.
forward.
He made me walk forward. Yeah, he made me walk. Exactly. Or here they said afterward he brought me. Okay, all right. El hasha'av. Why is there a difference in spelling between these two words? Let me just leave off the hey. Why does this get a kamatz and that gets a patach?
Because of the hay before it.
No, ma'am.
One is puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Exactly. Pausal is the correct answer. This right here makes the a pausal form. What are we looking for in pausal forms in general?
And change vowels and
You're about to take a comma or a breath.
Yeah, exactly. There's it's the end of a thought, usually like the halfway point or maybe quarter point, whatever, end of the verse. But pausal forms are going to show up under or are going to be found attached. Say this the other way. There will be a highly conjunct. Wow, there will be a highly disjunctive cantillation mark attached to it, right? Whether it's etnach, whether it's the siluk sof pasuk, whether it's a tipcha, or can you think of any others? There's the zakef
Gadol.
rivi'i. Even zakef gadol can be and zakef katan, which is just two dots. There's not an example here, but the point is, it shows up on a limited number of cantillation marks, and of course, this one is the biggest or second biggest one of a verse. So there's a big pause or of some kind right there. And okay, that's how we find or how we identify a pausal form. Now, what does a pausal form do? It often restores vowels. Restore. What do I mean restore? You know how long vowels like to drop to a schwa? Sometimes short vowels do too. Well, pausal form will restore from a schwa to what it was, or more accurately, it's maintaining the original vowel. What else can a pausal form do? It can lengthen a vowel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, it can shift
The stress.
Stress.
Yeah, move the stress.
That's it. And in fact, okay, yeah. So this one didn't shift the stress. It didn't restore an original vowel per se. It lengthened the vowel so that we spend more time on it. Hasha'av. Vayolicheni el hasha'av. Sha'ar asher pone derech hakadim. Kadim. What is kadim? It looks plural.
It's east.
Right. The root letters are kuf dalet mem. It looks like it's got a masculine plural suffix on it, but that's actually part of the root letter. That's one of the root letters. Okay, pone. What's the root of pone and what form is it?
Participle?
Yeah, there's an O vowel, so that's a participle.
Yeah.
And the root is?
Anar,
Right, pei nun yod, but that yod usually goes missing, so you have to look it up under the letter hey. So I like to creatively come up with this hey that looks like it's got a yod built into it to remind you that no, it's not a hey, that's a vowel. It's an original yod. And okay, simple enough. Who wants to read next?
I'll go.
Yes, please. Go ahead, Tuesday.
והנה כבוד אלוהי ישראל בא מדרך הקדים, וקולו כקול מים רבים, והארץ that's wrong, והארץ האירה מכבודו.
No, everything was right. Very good. Vehine kavod Elohei Yisrael. There's a zakef katon. Ba miderech hakadim. There's another one. Etnach. Vikolo. There's a revi'i right there. I don't know if we want to put a block right there, but kekol mayim rabim. V'ha'aretz he'ira mikvodo. Very good. In fact, that's a revi'i too, so might as well be consistent, right? And looky here, hine, or if you want to sound like King Jimmy, behold. Kvod Elohei Yisrael. What is, if you were going to look up this word in the dictionary, what would it be spelled like?
Kaf bet dalet.
What about the vowels?
Yeah, the root is kaf bet dalet.
What I'm getting at is if you look it up, it's going to have a kamatz right here, but it has a shva right there. What gives? What happened?
It's probably in construct.
Very good. In construct form, long unstressed syllables are going to reduce somehow. If they're in open syllables, they go to shva. If they're in closed syllables, they go to short vowels. And well, I say long vowels like categorically. Kamatz and sere will categorically do this. And vav only reduces if it's in a closed unstressed syllable, it'll drop to a kamatz katan. And kvod Elohei, is this in construct too? Elohei?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. The glory of the God of Israel. How do I know it's the glory of the God instead of glory of
Because
a God?
Israel is definite.
Yes, because Israel is definite, so everything in the chain is definite. Okay, this is the fun part. Ba miderech hakadim. Help me parse ba.
Bet Vav Aleph.
Bet vav aleph is the root.
Is it Katal?
Okay, what binyan is it?
Um,
I think it's
it's
Kal.
just Kal.
Yeah, it's an irregular root, but it is just a simple binyan kal or pa'al. Now, you said, is it katal, which means it's a completed tense. It's some sort of completed action. What else could it be?
Could it be a participle?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So the glory of the God of Israel
Amen.
either is coming or came miderech hakadim. Where's the derech hakadim? Well, we're about to find out about it. Vekolo and his kol, voice, ke kol, like the voice or noise of mayim rabim. Mayim is always treated like a plural, so rabim is plural. Was mayim originally plural? Probably not. But that's the way it's treated in the Bible, so that's what we're going to do. That's how it's treated in modern Hebrew, so that's what we're going to do. Chances are it was a seglet.
Deal.
It was probably a seglet of the same form as bayit, with the root letters mem yod mem, a singular noun, but because it looks like ayim, well, that sounds plural. And so it's been plural ever since. Mayim rabim, waters many, v'ha'aretz he'ira Mikvodo. What is he'ira? How do we parse that
Cause
one
to
out?
light.
It's
Or
to be lighted up or to
Good. Good. So you can tell that the aleph and the resh are part of the root. Something missing in the middle.
a yod, a vav, sorry.
Vav, right,
Vav,
vav.
or
Because
light.
the word or, the word
Ah.
or is light. And by the way, you remember how I said the vav plus the, excuse me, the patach plus a vav makes the O sound? The word or was originally something more like this. Our, our. And that got simplified to an O, and it becomes the word or. And what binyan is this? Hey,
Ephil.
ira.
You feel
Yeah.
him.
We can see the hey plain as day. We can see the chirik yod, but that's not a chirik. I know what a chirik is, and that's not a chirik under the hay.
Lengthening
The
Yeah.
guttural.
Why in the world did it lengthen? Not the guttural. The guttural isn't the problem per se. The gut. Okay, so the
Missing
lengthening.
root.
Say it again.
The missing root.
Yeah, there's a missing root letter, and so if we wanted to, do a quick thought experiment, the word should have been something more like he, we, ra. Ooh, that'd be hard to say, especially with a shval and an aleph, right? He, we, ra. He, we, ra. And okay, so this combination right here, I guess with the vav, is the compound or compound vowel or diphthong, or if you want to call it a triphthong, because there was probably something here too. Simplified down, all of this just simply became a yod. And as soon as you do that, you are now missing a root letter. And so you need a root letter to start the chirik yod vowel. So aleph, tag, you're it. Now aleph is part of this syllable instead of part of the first syllable. Oh, the poor little chirik is all by itself. Short vowels typically don't show up in open, unstressed syllables, so it lengthens. Exactly. It lengthens because a root letter was missing or went missing. He'ira then would be he caused light. He or it caused light. It shone. It shined. Mikvodo, from his glory. Where did the light come from? Mi kvodo, from his glory. Of course, we would rather say it in English as shined with his glory or by his glory. All right, who's next? There were two voices on the last turn. Who was it? Who wanted to read?
Me. It
Yeah,
was
go
me.
ahead, Cheryl.
Okay. Uch mar'e המראה אשר ראיתי כמראה אשר ראיתי בבואי לשחט את העיר, ומראות כמראה אשר ראיתי אל נהר כבר, ואפול
Va.
ואבא
There you go. Va
אפול
pol.
אל פניו.
Very good. Make sure nobody shortens full vowels. Make it nice and long. Va pol el panai. Okay, very good. Uchmar'e. What's the root letter here? Kaf mem resh?
No,
No.
memresh aleph.
Okay. So what's the kaf doing there?
It's according to, it's a preposition.
Preposition.
Okay, so we have
Or
a
like
it's a
preposition.
noun.
as
And
So then we got the vav conjunction. Kaf is comparing.
Yeah,
Memresh aleph is
A
the
noun.
okay.
it's a noun.
Yep.
So what's the hey doing on the end?
Is that
Directional?
direction?
No, a
No.
directional hey is
Question?
an unstressed kamatz hey.
Okay. I don't know.
It's a noun. Mar'e is a noun.
Okay, well, how does that change anything?
Oh, you can't have an aleph on its own at the end.
Well, sure you can.
Okay.
Mikra
Okay.
Mikra is a noun with an aleph at the end.
Okay.
Is it a masculine or a feminine noun then?
Oh, come on, guys. Keep up. Resh, aleph, missing yod is the root. What's the mem then?
Yeah,
Prefix,
the
From.
noun prefix.
prefix, the
See,
noun.
Thomas was trying the whole time to say, it's a noun, it's a
Yeah,
noun, it's
I
a
think it's a
Oh,
noun.
it's
noun.
its case, of course.
Yeah,
So the mem
Yes.
is part of the
Rosh.
pattern. Exactly. There you go. So the mem is part of the
noun
pattern.
pattern.
Resh, aleph, yod to see is the
Yeah.
root.
Yeah.
So a
Yeah.
mar'e is a thing caused to be seen. It's an appearance.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and like appearance.
So
Okay.
the A is part of the root?
Well,
Yod.
it's yod is. Yod
Yod
is.
is.
Yod is. Yeah. The yod went missing because there was a complex vowel at the end, a diphthong at the end that simplified down. And it simplified into a tzere hey. But the root is resh aleph yod. Right. Remember, okay. Nouns are somehow related to their root. When you get a patach under the maktel pattern, let me just write that out. Nouns that follow the maktel pattern, you might notice something. This maktel pattern looks an awful lot like a he feel. It's not. It's a noun, but it looks an awful lot like a he feel participle, a causative word. So if this is a mocktail pattern, it is, by all definitions, a noun, but it still has the causative effect to it. It is a noun that wherein something is caused or causing to resh aleph yod, see. What, a thing that's caused to see? Oh, an appearance. Something that is caused to be seen. And then there's a repetition. Ha-mar-e, the vision, asher ra'iti. See, you guys didn't believe me this whole time. There's the root, the three root letters right there. Resh,
Yeah.
aleph, yod. It's just we don't get to see the yod at the end of the word almost ever, except in the passive participle maybe. And that I saw kamar-e, like, man, this is the third time. Kamar-e, mar-e, mar-e, mar-e. Woo! I think this, mar'ot, plural. I think, and then of course the same root, ra'ah. Did I miss any? Ra'ah. Man, that's a lot. Seeing in visions, seeing in appearances. And it's according to the vision that I saw, ra'iti, bevo'i, in my bo. In my bo. In my coming.
My coming.
Bo is either an infinitive construct. I guess it could also be an infinitive absolute too. It can also be an imperative if you're speaking to a guy. Bo,
Mm-hmm.
boilai.
Mm-hmm.
But since there's a preposition on the front and a possessive
Mm-hmm.
suffix on the end, we can be pretty sure that this is an infinitive construct. In my, or yeah, when or in my coming, leshachet. All right, help me out here. What's the root?
Shachat.
Shakat
What binyan?
is
What form?
It's an imperative,
infinitive.
PL. It's a
infinitive.
PL.
Infinite.
Yeah.
Okay, PL, infinitive construct, because there's a lamed on the front. We know it's PL because of the vowel pattern. See the shva, the patach, and the dagesh?
Guttural.
Yeah, guttural says, no, thank you. I take the gluten-free meal. And lishachet, to waste or destroy, et ha'ir, the city. ומראות כמראה אשר ראיתי אל נהר כבר, just like that vision I had by the river. ואפול, what's the va?
Conjunctive. And
Conjunction.
Not conjunction.
conjunctive.
It's
If it were a
It's a
conjunction, it would be
vayikol.
v. It's a
Oh,
vayiktol.
Vayikol.
And then we have epol. What's the root?
Nafal.
Nafal.
Nothing gets by you. Nafal.
Nun assimilated.
Nun assimilated into the pei, hence the dagesh. Instead of va en pol, it becomes va epol. It's easier to say. And I fell el panai, onto my face, which is also a plural.
So, question.
Mm-hmm.
Why is hamar'e, hamarot translated the same
Because
as a singular?
because the translator decided to do that. He thought it sounded better.
So marot, would that not be visions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so he
is
just decided
definitely a
to.
plural. Right. Never trust a translation.
That's why we're
Could-
doing this.
Can I ask
Exactly.
a question as well?
Of
When
course,
you've
of
got
course.
these repeated nouns, could you sort of say the very vision that I saw?
Yeah, I guess if it calls for it, if it I guess I never thought about very I guess very can be used as an adjective, can I? Can't it? So what's the difference between the vision and the very vision? Emphasis, right?
It's emphasis on this. That's why you've got the repeated noun.
I would agree with you because of the repetition. Sure, why not? I mean, that's the way Hebrew emphasizes things, through repetition. As I was reading this, I thought it was more didography. What's ditto?
Yeah, repetition.
Again.
Repetitive. So didography is when a scribe accidentally copies something more than once. I don't know that. I didn't actually look it up, but we have uchemar'e, hamar'e, asher ra'iti, this right here. And then you have kamar'e, asher ra'iti. It makes me wonder if their I skipped a line as they were copying. That does exist in the Bible. With all the ra'itis and all the mar'e, kamar'es that show up in this verse, it would be very easy to do. Or maybe that's prima facie evidence that it is didography. Okay, any other questions before we move on to the next verse? Who wants to read? A little itty bitty verse.
Can I read?
I heard two voices, Sarah and what'd you say? Is it Gabriel?
Yeah. Go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, go ahead,
Okay.
Sarah.
Right. I'm much slower because I've just had my operation. So, Uch Ford Adonai Bo El Habayit Derech Sa'ar Asher Penav. Penav Derech Ha Kadim.
Very good. Somebody give us a little bit of context on Ezekiel, pretty much chapters 40 to 48.
It's building the temple.
Right. It's a vision about a future temple. Okay, so just keep that within the larger context. Uchvod Adonai ba el habayit, house. What house?
Of the Lord.
Yeah, the house. In fact, in rabbinic literature, habayit is the temple. So whenever talking about habayit, always wonder yourself, well, he's probably not talking about his home. It's the house. It's the temple. Derech sha'ar. Sha'ar. Are there any sha'ars around the habayit of the Lord?
Lots.
Yeah, many. Exactly. Which one? Asher panav derech hakadim.
Ooh.
So panav means
in the direction facing.
It means his face. Whose face?
Mhm.
The temple's face.
Yeah.
The gate's face.
The derech sha'ar
So we're talking
shel
about the way of
Yeah.
the
Eastern
gate.
Gate.
So
And
he's
then
talking about
which-
the eastern gate, yes.
Very good, very good. So the asher is telling us more information about what we just read. Sha'al.
Mhm.
Asher panav, that his, sha'al is masculine singular, so it's
Mhm.
got a masculine singular suffix,
Mhm.
that his face or direction,
Gates.
derech hakadim, the way or path of the east. So we're talking about the gate that's facing east.
That's
the
the one the
Eastern
Lord
Gate.
will return through, right?
Well,
east
He'll
gate.
come through it. He'll
let's
come
have
through
a-
it when he
let's have a-
enters the temple.
Let's have a quick look. Ba. I feel like we did this already. How do we
Yeah.
parse ba?
Oh.
Yeah, we decided
Oh.
it's either came or participle.
Kal, katal, or participle.
Participle.
And the difference is that participle could be present tense, almost like this voice of immediacy that it could happen, or imminent, right? Imminence, right? The fact that it can happen anytime, imminence, not eminence, imminence. It is, he is coming. The kavod of the Lord is coming. That's the participle option. But the katal option is the kavod of the Lord already came.
Mhm.
Isn't that cool that within prophecy, you can have something that both foretells what's going to happen and at the same time say, yeah, it already happened.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what guy, who it was, but somebody was reading through the Hebrew, and he was reading this passage, and it struck him that this ba could be past tense, completed action. He's like, oh, the kavod of the Lord's already come through that gate. And of course, he's thinking of the Messiah as recorded in the Brit Chadashah.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
It's as good as done.
All right, Gabriel, you wanted to read?
Yes, please.
All right, and then after that, Thomas and Eileen have
Yes.
their hands up. Go ahead, Gabriel.
Okay. Batisaeni ruach but be any el hechatzer hapeni mi vehine male chevod Adonai habait.
Very good. Vatisaeni ruach vatvieni el hechatzer hapnimi vehine malek chvod Adonai habayit. All right, so we'll put a stop there. There's technically supposed to be one because of the tipcha right there, but definitely one at the end. Okay, vatisaeni. I see the va.
Mhm.
So that means it's a vayiktol.
Mhm.
I see an ani.
Mhm.
So that makes it a pronoun, pronominal suffix.
Thanks. Yeah.
Because we have a vayiktol, that means we should have a yiktol letter.
Mhm.
What's the root?
Nasa.
Noon, Samech, Aleph.
Very good. We don't get to see the noon. It's inside of the sin.
Yeah.
All right. And then what about the vowel structure that tells us what binyan we're looking at?
E-ah.
E-ah.
Nifal.
And in fact, there's a dagesh in the sin. Tin. Right. The dagesh in the sin is from the noon. Tin sa'eni. Huh. What binyan is
Nifal.
that?
Nifal.
It's Nifal.
If I'll
No,
try
that
to
would be
know,
tinaseni. Because there
Uh-huh.
needs to be both a nun nifal for the nun for the nifal and a nun for the root.
Oh, yes.
So is it just
Hang
a
on.
cow, binyan?
Hang on. Let's well, that's what I'm wondering. If it's from the root nasa, then that means it's kal
It's
binyan.
it's causative.
It
He
certainly
caused me.
sounds causative. He made well, nasa. Nasa is already transitive, isn't it? Nasa
Yes.
means to lift, carry, bear. So I
Yeah.
could bear or carry firewood,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So can she carry me? I guess it's already transitive. It doesn't have to be
Yeah. The
causative
spirit
per
carries
se.
me. Yeah.
The spirit isn't causing me to carry. That would be he
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
And it's not nifal being carried. The spirit doesn't need being carried. And so it's just a kal binyan.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
Tinaseni.
all right. So
Wow.
kal binyan, vayiktol with a pronominal suffix, and she bore me. She carried me. Who did?
The
Spirit.
spirit.
Ruach is feminine. That's why we have the tav right there. And the spirit bore me up. Vatvieni. Same thing. And
Same thing. Bo.
she, and then bo, but now it's in the he feel. We have the
Mhm.
chirik yod, but we don't have a patach right there. Why don't we have a patach here?
Because it's been shortened.
Two reasons, right? First off, with the
Missing a vowel.
with the bet being taken to the next syllable, that should have been a kamatz.
Mhm.
But now that because the root, the stress is not one but two positions away, what happens to long vowels, kamatz and
Shortened.
se'ere, when they're too far away from the stress? They fall down. They become a shva. Oy vey. All right, so at least we have the chirik yod,
Mhm.
and she caused
Mhm.
me to come. She brought me
Mhm.
el he chatzer. What is a chatzer?
Courtyard or
Good. Some sort of a courtyard, and the he
interior.
in front of it.
Mhm.
Hecha. Yeah, there's a kamatz with the accent on the last syllable, so it's a he instead of a ha.
So it's still a definite article, but because of the chet with an
Yeah.
unstressed kamatz, it becomes hecha instead of he chatzer is easier to say. The courtyard hapnimi.
Interior.
Facing the inner.
Right, facing the inner. So it looks like it has the word panim in it, but it has an adjectival chirik yod on. It's turning it into an adjective. The courtyard that is facing inward, hapnimi, the inner courtyard.
So bifnim, a modern word.
Yeah.
It actually, if you translate it right, it would be in the faces of
Yeah,
maybe.
it sounds like in faces.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that came to be. I'd love to know. How did we go from face to
Inside,
right?
yeah.
Pnima or pnimi. Vihine, and behold, looky here. By the way, what is the word hen?
Right.
It's either they or yes.
Not in the Bible.
It's not in the Bible,
Hen is not in the Bible.
but you
Favor
see,
also.
it's in the New
Amen.
Testament though.
Fair. So henna, they, feminine plural, is what
Mhm.
turned into the word hen. So we lost a vowel there.
Mhm.
But in the biblical corpus, hen means here.
Mhm.
And then hine is like over here.
Mhm.
So it literally means like get your attention. Behold. Malei chvod Adonai habayit.
Mhm.
What's the meaning of malei?
Complete.
just
Filled is
Yeah.
filled.
Filled.
It's
Filled it.
Like he filled a cup of water?
Oh.
well, it's participle.
Okay, it's a part of, so he is filling a cup of water?
the glory.
No,
The
no,
glory.
what I mean to say
Okay.
is the word
The
fill or
the
filled
Okay.
in English has multiple definitions.
yes,
So I'm trying to use it in a sentence so you can get what I
the
mean. What I'm,
fill. I
okay,
think
so
it's the fill of the glory of the Lord.
so it does not mean like he is doing the action of filling, does it?
I don't think so.
Okay. And so what do you say it means?
I'm saying it's like the fill of, like if I've had my fill.
Okay, when you put the in front of a word, it's going to be a noun or a substantive.
Yeah,
But you said it's a
it isn't.
participle.
It's a participle, so it's the filling or the filling of the glory of the Lord.
Okay, all right, all right. Is there a verb anywhere in the second half of the verse?
No, but yeah, Malay, I suppose.
Okay. All right, so this could be a participle, a masculine singular participle. You're correct. It could
Yeah.
also be a
Verb.
Catal 3ms stative verb.
Mhm.
So we get another example of a verb that looks the same both in its participle and its Catal form. So it could be either he is full, or he was full, perhaps, or it could mean, well, in English, I can't say it two different ways, only in Hebrew. Or sorry, the idea is describe something as being full, or the action, or I shouldn't say action, the verb of the state of being full. Sorry, I'm not doing a good job here. They sound pretty much the same, but I'm trying to differentiate two things here. Shomer versus shamar. Let's look at something that's clearly different. What's the difference between shomer and shamar?
Shomer is participle and shamar is Qatar verb.
It is, but I'm asking about the meaning. What's the difference in meaning between the participle and the katal?
Katal, it's completed action. Shamar.
Completed action, good, completed
Verb to
action.
complete, and then the upper one is yeah, a keeper or a guarder or guard.
ING.
Kind of. Technically speaking, a participle
Ing.
is an adjective. It describes something.
Adjectival verb.
It's an adjectival verb. Very good. So it's describing something as doing something. So the one guarding, or just if you want to describe the man, ha'ish hashomer, the man who is guarding. At any rate, it's usually an ing translation because it's trying to capture this participle flavor of an ongoing action. Okay, so here I can show you the difference between an ongoing action, whether it was past, present, or future, versus a completed action. Now carry that over to the word Malay, which looks the same on either one, but it's two different things. The Malay could be a participle, an ongoing state of being, or it could be a katal, a past tense completed stative verb. It was full versus it is being full.
Filled.
So
Yeah.
no, not filled. See, now that's a different word. This is a state of being form, which means you cannot make it transitive. You can't do it to, like, what's a good transitive, intransitive verb? I cannot sit you. I can seat you and put you in a seat, but I can't sit you. Sit is an intransitive verb. There's no object attached to it. Well, Malay is a state of being. It is not transitive. You cannot do it to somebody. It simply is in that state of being. What if I want to turn it into a transitive verb? That's what I'm building all of this up to. What if I want to turn exactly. If I want to turn a state of being verb, which is kal, all state of being verbs are kal, into a transitive verb, I have to put it into a different binyan. I have to put it into the PL.
PL. Mm-hmm.
And once I do that, then we have the word mile, which means he made full. He filled it.
Mm-hmm.
So this one means he filled, whereas this one means he was full, or he was being full.
It fits the idea of the verse because the Spirit is bringing him to show him something that's there.
Okay.
I don't think that he's showing him action. He's showing him something that's there, and that would be stative then. It would be well.
Okay, Malay is masculine singular. What is it modifying? What is it connected to? What's the subject? If this is a katal verb, what's its subject?
The glory.
Ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
the subject of it, that's the...
We're looking for a masculine singular. There it is. It is the kvod that has malayed or is malaying habait. Now don't think of this as being an object because you cannot like I said, the verb isn't transitive. You can't fill the house, but rather the house is in a state of being full. The house, sorry. The kvod is in a state of being full. And therefore, habait is not an object. What is it? It's showing the location of where it happened. It's an adverb. At the house. In the house. Remember,
like
adverbs answer the question when, why, where, how, to what extent. Well, this is a where question. So the habait is being treated like an adverb because malay is intransitive and cannot take an object. Unless Ezekiel didn't know his grammar very well and he meant to make this a PL, and then it would fit the mold better. Behold, the glory of the Lord, mile, filled the house. Then the house would be an object.
But as it stands, the way it's written.
Well, hang on. Wait a second. Why couldn't it be the other way? Isn't this masculine singular too? Could we say the house was full with the kavod Adonai?
Yeah.
Maybe that works better, right? Malay kavod Adonai habayit. The house is full, or what is full, was full, will be full, or was
filled.
Was filled.
No, was filled is a passive. It's a passive verb, so that would be like nifal. It's crazy. Okay. It's crazy. It's there's so much overlap in English that it's hard to teach the nuances, the differences in the Hebrew. I'm so sorry.
So we're staying with katal as the
no, we don't know whether it's katal or participle, but either way, it's referring to a 3ms, 3ms, or actually any ms if it's a participle, or 3ms if it's katal. So that gives us basically two options, unless we're saying the Lord is full.
Yeah. Can I take you on a side road for a second and just could you remind us of the different ways you can say a katal verb, like the simple past he did or he had done, or just to see it again.
Okay. This means he did. This means he had done. This means he will have done. No, he has done. He was, no, is that it? I guess that's probably the only. The point is that the katal verb performs many functions that, performs functions that in English show up in different tenses. English separates all these out. Hebrew has no time for that. No, we'll just put it all under one umbrella. And if we need to differentiate or distinguish the meaning or tease out sort of a pluperfect or a perfect verb, well, then we'll just add other words to build the context. And then the translator sees those words and goes, oh, it would be best translated as pick one of those three. Now, that's probably not the question you were asking, was it, Cheryl?
Yeah, I thought there was one more, but
in the Yiktol, you get a lot more more options. Let's see. In the Yiktol, we could translate it as, oops, put a shpa. There we go. Not those. Let me erase that. Okay, Yiktol is much, much more forgiving. It could be simple future. Help me out here. What else could it be?
Habitual.
Which one?
The
Habitual?
habitual, yeah.
Okay. Something that I do
Language of the law.
habitually.
Language of the law.
Okay. It could be a truth.
Model, should, shall, would, could.
Oh, modal verbs. Okay.
Model.
What does that mean?
Could or should or would or
Would have
may
done.
do something.
You shall not.
If it's a declaration of an absolute truth, like early bird gets the worm or love is kind, that could also be a yiktol, stating some kind of a general truth.
Language of the law.
Yes. Yeah, we could. Yeah, let's use language of the law. And we could also translate it as a. Oh, you know what, Cheryl? You're right. He will
have done. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Here. There are
you said it and then you retracted
I said it, then the will right there threw me off. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's future. No, it's not. It's a completed action. It is future, but it's a completed action relative to the future. Exactly. By the time I get to that future action, this will have already been done.
I also would have done.
Okay,
would have done.
If you're talking about would have done in the sense of a past action, like he would go to the store every Tuesday.
No,
that's katal.
Different.
But if you say he would go to the store if he had money, that's a yiktol. That's modal.
Yeah, that's modal. Yes.
So you can see how English uses the word would two different ways.
Yeah.
So that's modal. The last one I was thinking of was he was doing something.
Yeah.
What do they call that? A past
continuous.
Yeah, past continuous, or possibly, I guess, does that fall under habitual? No, not really, because you could talk about how we used to be in Egypt eating fish and leeks and onions every day. That's an ongoing action in the mind of the speaker. That's a yiktol. So he was doing something. Could also potentially be a yiktol. All of these, as many as there are, they all have something in common. They are all incompleted actions in the mind of the speaker. The action is not done yet. And all of these are all completed actions relative to where the speaker last left you. That's the big takeaway between katal and yiktol.
So that leaves a lot of room for different interpretations then.
It does. So like I said, the job of the translator or interpreter is to try to pick up on those context words to help narrow it down. What's the difference between he did something versus he has done something? Little English lesson here.
He did it, it's over and done with. He has done it. He started it in the past and he might still be doing it.
I have been to Cincinnati.
Yeah. One action before another action.
Yeah.
Well, if I said I did, what's the difference between I did go to Cincinnati and I have gone to Cincinnati?
Maybe recently that was done.
Recently?
No.
I have gone to kindergarten. It's like, what's the big idea here? Why does English have this extra tense? I'll tell you, because it's relevant to the conversation now.
Yeah.
If I say, "Did you go to Israel?" I'm probably thinking of a certain event in the past, and I'm looking for a true or false. Did that thing happen? But if I say, "Have you been to Israel?" I'm asking because it's still relevant to the conversation, and I want to continue talking about it. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
But technically, perfect means that has it ever occurred in the past, whereas did it occur, I'm referring to one particular point in time. But as far as what keywords, context keywords we can pick up on, think of have done as it's still important to right now. We're going to continue talking about it. God has given me a son, therefore I am going to name him Cain. Has given me. Why? Because it's still important to the conversation. I'm about to tell you why I'm going to name him Cain, right? That's coming from Genesis. What about he had done something? What does that imply?
Before something preceded to one action in the past.
Very good. It's a past of a past. If I say I had done it, well, then you're thinking, what's the other past action that you're referring to? Did you clean your room? Well, I had cleaned my room, and then a tornado hit it.
I had a friend who crossed across America with a sign saying, "I've had a bath." It didn't say when he'd had the bath.
Right. Is I've had a bath, is that perfect or is it pluperfect?
Pluperfect.
No. I've is present tense for the have. I have had. So the had there is the what do they call it? The
participle.
Past participle. In English, it's called the past participle when you add. Anyway, whatever. Okay, and then what's this one? He will have done.
By the time something else happens.
So now we have two events, but we're looking to the future instead of two events looking to the past. I will have is referring to the thing that'll happen first in reference to something that will happen afterward. By the time I get to the store, I will have gone to the ATM to get some cash. Very good. All right. Does that any questions on English grammar before we get back to the Hebrew?
Sorry about that.
No. Actually, I'm glad you brought it up. I know this is a Hebrew class, but since we all speak English or some other language, what I'm teaching you is principles for how to better translate Hebrew for other people. Look, if somebody says, "Hey, you're good at this Hebrew stuff. What does this verse mean?" Then that means you have to know you need to know Hebrew grammar and your native tongue grammar in order to be able to correctly translate it. And that's part of the tough job of translators and interpreters. We thank them for their effort, but in the end, it would be better if we didn't have to outsource our ability to think to them. All right. Any other questions before we move on? All right. Thomas, you wanted to read? Wait. Oh, sorry. I think Eileen was before you. Just a minute.
Okay.
Eileen, could you read this one, please?
Right.
Sure. Vayeshma mi bear there Eli mea bayit ve'ish hayad omed Ezeli. Etzli.
Good. Va'eshma midaber elai mehabayit Ve'ish haya omed etzli. Okay. Va'eshma. What's the vav at the front?
Yeah, Vayikol.
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 Aleph then tells you that I am the subject, and Shema is the root, and the binyan is
Kal.
call.
Oh.
Call. Yeah. Easy call. Oops, sorry. Go call. And we get a patach here instead of a cholam. Why? Under the mem. Usually in yiktol or vayiktol, we're supposed to get an o vowel. Why is there no o vowel here?
There's a guttural letter following it. Yeah.
Right. Gutturals in the
Guttural
second or
2
third
or
root letter.
3.
Yep.
And it changed it to
Gutturals don't like it.
Yep. Gutturals don't like it. Very good. Va'eshma midaber. There are two ways that you can parse this. Let's try and find both of them.
It's a participle.
Participle and PL.
PL participle.
Okay. PL participle.
active.
I want to mention something. The PL participle would be
Different.
me da ber. Me da ber. So
Yeah.
this is not a PL participle.
No,
Mhm.
as it's
Archivil. Nee. PL.
All right, let me ask it this way. What's me?
from.
Ah,
From?
from.
Mm-hmm.
So then what's left after you take off the from?
Da bear.
Da bear, which is a
It can be an imperative or it can be a
we just had
construct.
exactly
It's a
infinitive
pair.
construct because we just had a preposition on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so infinitive construct. This is probably the correct one. But for the sake of exercise, what's the other one? Notice I haven't erased the word participle.
It's active participle.
Archivil participle.
Midaber.
Tetsaveh is.
Midaber.
Das ist
Does the tav disappear sometimes?
Hitpael.
Oh, Hitpael.
It's a hit pa'el participle, masculine singular. The tav and the dalet are both pronounced in the same place in the mouth, so the tav assimilates into the dalet. That is technically a possibility, though it makes no sense here. What would the meaning of the word mitdaber? Middaber.
He's talking to himself.
Yeah, maybe. Or it could be not reflexive. What's the other one? Reciprocal.
Reciprocal.
Yeah, like if two people are
speaking together with
having a conversation, speaking together. But that is not the case here. I don't think it's probably just from speaking. And I heard from his speaking to me, mehabait, from the house. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is the part that he feel hitpael. And the ish haya omed. This is kind of cool how it has haya plus omed.
He was standing.
The man was standing.
Exactly. And this is a very interesting construction. I would have expected it to say the ish amad.
Yeah.
A man stood, but instead it's a man was standing.
Yeah.
Etzli beside me. By the way, this haya omed in modern Hebrew could be something like he used to stand.
Yeah.
And it said they use that a lot. Aitiose.
Haitiose. I used to do it. And then etzli, if we take off the pronominal suffix, we get the word etzel.
It's a side.
What's etzel?
Side?
Shadow?
No,
Next,
the word for
ne-
side
close
is
to,
tsela.
Tella,
close
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Bone?
Yeah, etzel has to do with closeness, I guess. And is it a seglet?
Signal.
Yes.
It's kind of interesting. It's got the word sail in there, like shadow. You have to be close, like if you're in the shadow of someone, you're close to that person.
It's a
I
great
wonder
way
if
to.
it came from that. I'm just wondering.
Or
I don't know.
beside Tella.
They say it like
Mm.
it's Lee. At my house, they say at my house or my place or with me.
I think I could be wrong, but I thought tsel was tsari lamed lamed. If you have tsilo, his shadow.
His shadow.
So I'm not sure that they're the same root, but it's a great way to remember it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, who was going to? Oh no,
Oh, yes.
our text is running off the screen. What are we going to do?
That's not a problem.
You're going to be able to read it?
Okay, yeah, I hope.
Impressive. Here, let me see if I can probably put a
You can do this, Thomas.
Okay, I will test it. Okay. Vayomer Eli ben Adam et Mekom. Oh, yeah.
Nice, busy, very busy.
Yeah,
That's okay.
let me get that right there. Maybe something like that. Here, maybe that's a little easier.
Kisi ve'et Mekom kapot raglai asher eshkan. Eshkon. Other form, I think. Can be. Okay. Eshkon sham betoch bnei Yisrael leolam. Velo yitameu od beit Yisrael shem kodshi hema. Umalchehem biznutam uvfigeri malchehem bamotam.
Uwe figre.
Uwe figre, okay.
Malchehem bamotam. Let's see. Ba, is that a preposition?
Yes,
Yes, I think so. Yes, definite.
And the
Is suffix.
Wait, can you have both of those? A definite article and a suffix on the end?
Oh, no.
Not usually. It does occur on rare occasion in the Bible, but usually no. So let's try to reparse it. If the ba were the prefix, that means the root is mot, death. But why did they translate it as high places?
Bama is like a high place.
Bama, the bet is part of the root. Like one of those, it's always trouble, not tricky, I guess tricky whenever a root starts with a lamed or a bet, and you think that it's a preposition. So for certain words you have to memorize as having that kind of a letter at the beginning of the root. Bamot means high places. Bamotam, they're high places. Yeah. And I assume it's the same root as bima, right? Where someone goes up to speak in front of a congregation. That's called a bima. I wonder if it's the same root. Vayomer,
podium.
Yeah, podium, exactly. Vayomer Eli, and he said to me, Ben Adam, son of man, et makom kis'i ve'et makom kapot raglai. Let's see, have we gotten a verb yet?
Nope.
No, I guess not. Okay, so he said to me, son of man, direct object, the place of my throne, direct object, the place of the soles of my feet. Remember this kaf, what's a kaf usually? Like the palm, right? But the palm of my feet, well, we call those soles of your feet, right? And asher eshkon sham, which I dwell there. Betoch b'nei Yisrael leolam, among or in the midst of, literally in the midst of, like a construct chain. B'nei Yisrael. So we get one right there, another one right there, three words in a construct chain. Leolam, forever. Velo yitama'u. What
They won't
binyan?
defile. They will not defile.
What binyan?
It's a yiktor. It's a negative.
Yes.
It is a yiktol. There is a low in front of it. What binyan is it?
Yeah.
PL. Good.
PL.
This is another example.
Tamam?
This is another example of a stative root. Tameh means to be defiled. But when you put it into the PL, it makes it factative. It turns it into a transitive verb to make someone defiled.
It's the
To defile
dagesh of
someone.
a pir.
Yeah, so the dagesh right here is the PL dagesh. So we know that this is making something defiled instead of just state of being is defiled. That would be tameh. Because of the yod and the u, they are the ones doing the action. They defile not anymore. Beit Yisrael, the house, probably the temple of Israel. Shem Kodshi. Let's see. Shem Kodshi Hemma. No, that's separate. Shem Kodshi Hemma umalchehem biznunam yeah. I'm trying to figure out the syntax here. You know what? So if I'm having trouble, let's go ahead and split it up, shall we? There's a Rivier there. Can't quite see that up there. Okay. Benadam. I'm going to put a little one right there. Et mkom kis'i ve'et mkom kapot reglai asher eshkon sham b'toch b'nei Yisrael. Well, little one right there, I guess. Leolam. Velo yitama'u od Beit Yisrael Shem Kodshi. I don't know if that's a big one or a little one. It's a pretty big one. See, with that, what is it called? A tavir? It makes me think that it's attached to the next one. Hemma, they and their kings by their harlotry, nor by the carcasses of their kings in high places. There's no verb. This whole verse has no verb. Are we getting the verb in the next verse, maybe?
Lo yitamu. They will not defile anymore.
They will not defile anymore the house of Israel. Neither they. Okay, thank you. So the subject is way down here. Neither they nor their kings by their harlotry, nor by the carcasses of their kings in their high places. Wow, that's really that's what's the word
It's a
I'm
run-on
looking for?
sentence.
Oh, it's the whole verse is a run-on sentence. I agree with you. What's the contrast? What kind of literary device is that when you have a contrast? When you're talking about a king, you're thinking of like the most powerful man in the kingdom. And then you have figre, carcasses. Well, that's like the lowest thing in the kingdom. Dead bodies. And by having those next to each other, it creates this contrast, this stretch. I forget what the literary device is called. Yeah, maybe. Disparity. Right? Disparity, maybe. Yeah. All right. Who wants to read? Any questions before we move on? All right. Who's our next reader? Do you guys want me to like call on names? I mean, everyone's like, I don't want to.
Some of us
read
always
it.
want to read, and you can always ask those
Yeah.
ones. You
Always,
know who
always,
they
May I
are.
always,
try?
always. All right,
May I read? Yeah.
Anatoly.
Betitam, Sefam, yeah, Sepam, et Sipi, Umizutatam, Etzel, Mizuzati, Behakir, Beini, Ubeinechem, Betim Meu, et Shem, Kotshi, Beto Avotam, Asher Asu, Ba'achal, Otam, Be'api.
Okay, very good. Betitam sipam et sipi, umizuzatam etzel mizuzati, vehakir beni uvenehem, v'tim'u et shem kodshi, betoavotam asher asu va'achal otam ba'api. What are we supposed to do with this first word? Well, let's start with the easy stuff first. What is a mezuzah? Or in English, mezuzah.
And contains the scriptures and it's posted on the door.
On the doorpost.
Thingy.
So the mezuzot, they are the doorposts of a doorway. Not the lintel, but the two on the side. Now, later on, we get the word mezuzah, meaning the box that the scriptures are contained in that are tacked to the wall in order to fulfill the commandment to write these words on your doorposts and on the gates of your house. Excuse me, and the gate, sorry, on your doorposts and your gates. And so here we're talking about my doorposts. Probably not talking about a box with scripture in it. That probably what, it's hard to know when it was invented, but it's whatever. It's probably not referring to the box with scripture in it. And their posts by my posts. Vehakir. I see a strong dagesh there. What's missing?
No.
Is this a vekatal he feel?
Don't
fall
for it. And the wall.
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. No, that's a definite article. Ha is the definite article. But just to be able to open your eyes to it, a hey with a patach is usually what we're looking for in a he feel, and a chirik yod is what we're looking for in a he feel, and with a dagesh right there, must be a missing noon, or it's just a definite article.
Yes.
So what's missing? Is it a noon? Nobody really knows. It's probably a lamed. Ha, definite article, might have originally been a particle called hal, which is where Arabic gets its al from. Maybe. That's our best guess. There are a couple of places where instead of hazeh, it's halazeh. And everybody scratches their head. Why is there a lamed there? Maybe because that's the definite article before it lost the lamed. But who cares about that? Ha-kir. This is a noun. There we go. Noun. Beini uvenehem et Shem Kodshi. I was very happy to hear you catch that, Kamatz Katan. Betoavotam. Be is a preposition.
There.
Suffix. Ot is the feminine plural or an irregular masculine. What's the root? To'ava is the lexical form.
Would it be tava? Ta'av? Ta'av? No. Oh, yeah.
Right. This is the tav is part of the structure of the word.
Yeah.
So either vav or yod ayin bet appears to be the root.
Is that a word with a yod? Yav?
Theoretically, whether it exists in the Bible, I don't have the answer to that question without searching for it.
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up. You could look it up in BDB under yod ayin bet to see all the different forms that exist in the Bible.
It's the name. It would give us the name of Yoav, wouldn't it? If we did that. Yoav.
No.
That would be
Yoav
Aleph.
is with an aleph.
Aleph, yeah.
So the yo is probably referring to Yeho, God's name, and then Av, Father. So God is Father, Yoav, not Yoav. That would be a different. That would be a different root, different word. Asher asu. What letter's missing in asu?
Yod.
Missing yod right here. Yep, the weak root letter yod went missing. Va'achalotam. This is interesting for it to have a reduced vowel right there. Va'achalotam. And what's going on here? Va'achal. Is this eating?
Is that a Vayikol?
I'm so glad you saw that. Because of the kamats, if this is a Vayiktol, then what are we looking at? Aleph must be.
First comes singular.
So therefore, we're not supposed to include the aleph in our analysis. What's the root?
I'll make an end of.
Yes.
There would be a dagesh in the. It's kalal, I think, to make an end of.
Right.
Or
whether it's kalal or whether it's kala, kaf lamed
no? Oh,
yod.
kele.
I would assume that it's probably kaf lamed missing yod, kala to be finished. And I
We'll make an
finished
end of
them. Exactly. That's the idea. Consumed is not a good translation.
No.
This is not the verb achal, to eat or consume. It's the verb kala, to bring to an end. And I finished otam, them, ba'api, in my nose.
Anger.
Yeah, in my anger.
We started off saying batitam. What is that? And then you skipped it, and we went through, and you
Let's
didn't
go back
say.
to it. Batitam. I don't really know how to give you hints without giving away the answer. Is a suffix.
Tintam?
Be is a prefix.
Latet?
Latet. Exactly. Latet. La is a preposition, so you're left with tet, but without the stress, long vowels become short vowels. So this is the verb natan.
Natan.
It's what form is it? With the ba and the infinitive construct. In their giving, putting, setting, sipam, their threshold. Now that's kind of clunky in the English, so we could say when they set their threshold. And then et, I guess that would be either with or direct object marker. Since natan is transitive, it could be a direct object marker. They put, in their putting sipam, their threshold, et cp. See, it sounds to me like this is the object that they put with cp, my threshold. So I would call that a preposition, not a direct object marker. Umizuzatam etzel mizuzati. There we get parallelism. Etzel means by or with. So if that's parallel structure, then we're looking at the word with. V'hakir beni uvenehem. Bain shows another close proximity preposition. I think that's everything here.
Question.
Thank you.
Question.
Ba'ahal, if that was consumed, would instead of a reduced vowel, would it have been a holum?
If we wanted to keep it a vayiktol, then it would need to be a holam right here. Va'ochal. If we wanted to make it a katal, then we drop that to a shva and make that a kamatz. Va'achal, and he ate, or and he consumed. But that would make sense. In my anger. He consumed them in my anger. No. Because of the my right here, we expect that to be a 1C S, and in fact it is.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. We only have time for one more verse. Who's the last reader? Step right up. Don't be shy.
Hannah.
Yeah, I will go.
All right, super.
Ata yerachaku et znutam ufigrei malheihem mimeni veshachanti vetucham leolam.
Excellent. Very good. Ata yerachaku. Ata. Does anybody know the root for ata? Nobody does. It's either Ainun Tav or Ain Tav Tav. Nobody knows. Never shows up. It shows up in Aramaic with a nun, and that's why people think that maybe there's a nun in it. But Aramaic has a bad habit of something called nunation, where they just stick nuns everywhere. So is it a matter of adding a nun, or is it part of the root? Who knows? But because of that strong dagesh, we can tell that it's got something missing. Rachok is to be far away. Yirachaku is making someone far away, putting them away, right? Like, again, that factative or making an intransitive verb transitive by putting it in PL. There's your PL right there with the missing dagesh.
It sounds like a Joseph almost. Yeah.
How?
Let them put away. They translated it. Now let them put away their fornications or whatever.
So the word itself is not Joseph in form. It looks exactly like a yiktol. So how did the translator know to translate it as a Joseph? Because God's angry at them. And he's like, I'm about to consume them in my anger. And then all of a sudden, a switch flips. And now they will put away their prostitution. Will they? No, let them makes a lot more sense. Ezekiel's writing to them because they probably haven't done it yet. And he's calling for them to do so. If that's the case.
Can you put it in Joseph, the proper way?
No, it is in Joseph.
It is in Joseph. Okay.
It is in Joseph.
I thought you were saying it wasn't.
What I mean to say is it's not Joseph in form, meaning the only way we can tell that a verb is Joseph just by looking at the word itself is if it's in a weak category or he feel. If it's a weak root like Yivne has a weak missing missing yod right here. So Yivne is definitely the yiktol, and the Joseph would be missing the hey. It becomes Yivin. We lose those mater lectionis letters. They're shortened somehow. They're apocopated. So unless you have a verb that has something that can go missing, or if you see that the verb has a penultimate stress, if the stress is moved, then you can say, oh yeah, that's definitely Joseph. But the vast majority of verbs, you may not be able to tell Just from the word itself, you have to look at the greater context. Okay, so what other context items could we be looking for in adjussive? Maybe some particular words show up next to adjussives, like al
and na.
And na. Very good. These are dead giveaways that you're looking at some sort of volative verb, whether it's adjussive, imperative, cohortative, one of those verbs that shows desire will, I said that backwards. A word that has this attached to it shows desire of the speaker. And adjussive is desire, just usually third person. Let him do it. I would like for him to do it, but I'm not going to tell him because he's the king and I'm just a little peon. But I'll say, let him do it in a nice way, in a respectful way. There's that word figre, carcasses of the malchehem. Their kings, mimeni, vishachanti. What form is vishachanti?
Vekata.
We can tell because the stress is way over here, vav on the front. It's definitely vekatal. And it fits the context of being incompleted. Betocham, in their tavech. What is a tavech?
The inside of something.
It's a noun. In fact, it's a segalit. It's a noun, meaning the thing on the middle, the thing between. The root tav, vav, kaf means to be in between something. So betocham, in their midst. Leolam, forever. Well, we almost got to the end. Sorry about that. Really wanted to get those first, 10 verses in, I guess. Otherwise, today's reading would have only been 18 verses. But we did well. Any comments or questions? All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for studying Hebrew, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Until then, lehitraot v'shalom.
Thank you.
להתראות, שלום.
Lehitraot, shalom.
כיף היה.